Howdy guys, we're out here in the old 90 Chevy pickup today. I've got it running, warming up right now, because today is unloading day. So we've got the van still sitting up here on the trailer. How long has it been up here? Probably getting close to a month it's been on the trailer. And Dad needs the trailer to haul some like steel roofing on Friday, so I gotta get the van off, and that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna unload it up at the front where I can get my, I'm gonna stage it so when I have to pull the motor out, which is what we're gonna have to do here. I don't remember actually if I gave a good closing or not, or if I just left it when I broke the crank, but I'm gonna reiterate. Yeah, so we're gonna pull the motor and the trans as one unit. They're locked up, so you can't get the bell housing bolts out anyway if you wanted to. I did get it to spin, and when I was spinning I should have loosened them up thinking, but I wasn't. I'm still holding out hope here that something actually went wrong in the transmission that's locked the motor up, because when I lift the one tire off the ground and this tire is still sitting on the ground, or in this case on the trailer, that tire spins freely while the vehicle is in park. It should not do that unless the vehicle's in neutral, but it's in park. So because when you're in park it locks these two wheels against each other to keep the car from rolling away. But yeah, no, that tire spun free as can be, so I almost, what if something happened in the transmission and it's locked in gear or something, you know what I mean? And so that would keep the motor from spinning when I'm on the cranker, you know what I mean? Something like that is that's my hope, but I won't know till I have them both pulled out, and I'm working on it. So, but we will figure that out before I make a purchase of a motor or a transmission or whatever. We'll tear this one down and we'll diagnose what happened to it, hopefully, and depending on the outcome of that, we will go from there. So yeah, I'm gonna hook up to the trailer, pull it up front, put you on the tripod, and you can watch me unload it. It'll be similar to how I unloaded the 94 Caravan, as we'll just literally just winch it off. Well, I got my 2 current projects sitting together now. Well, I say current, this isn't really a current project yet, but I'm putting new plates on it since I got it up here. Well, for the first time in 4 years, this van has current tags on it. So, it's a step in the right direction. In the meantime, set that all down there. I do have one update for it. Well, another update, I should say. I was at U-Pull the other day, and if you guys remember, the radio is gone out of this. Now the radio is back. This technically doesn't have infinity yet, but I was able to score this infinity stereo here. It was missing the ends on the buttons. Somebody must have came and grabbed them already off the van I took this out of, but I scrounged up 3 from the junkyard, and then I realized after I did it that they all didn't match. So I'm thinking actually what I might do here is do that, like make a pattern out of it. Boom, look at that. At some point I'll probably find the other 2 of these, but hopefully that radio works. That's the radio we're gonna put in, unless at some point I can find the older style Infinity with the disc built in, like the older style that looks like that but has a disc. That would be cool, but you know, I don't really care. I just never really have seen one of those, not in a very long time. It's either the newer style with the disc or the older style with cassette. But well, I'm rambling, so it's got a radio now, but it still doesn't run yet. But right now I think it's December 15th. I got a couple days off here, and then I got to go travel for Christmas and New Year, so I won't be back till next year. But before I can work on this, I need to get this Durango done, which you'll probably have seen the video out before this comes out. And I got to finish stripping down the 94 Town and Country so I can send that shell off to the scrapyard and to the great parking lot up above, or whatever you want to call it. And then I can start working on this. So it might be January, February, freezing cold when I pull this motor out. So that'll be nice. Very nice. I'll enjoy that a lot. Nah, it shouldn't be too bad. I'm used to it. So yeah, that's how she sits right now. It's up out of the backyard up front now, so I'm actually happy that it's up here. Now I get to stare at it every day. Forgot I grabbed this. What did we buy this at Walmart so we could tape down the, what do you want to call that, trim. That I'm gonna go dump into green bean. Forgot that was in here. It actually looks like it was leaking. There's condensation on it. Green bean, the current winter driver this year. Not that I like doing that, but this one was the rustiest of the bunch I still have. So here we are. I did fluid film the quarters and fenders and everything on it though, so maybe that'll help. And also it's a pretty dry winter so far. In fact, it rained the other day in December, so that is helping our case a little bit. Alright, I don't know, we're not that we're low here, but I figure I might as well top it off. So I use up a lot of this being on a gravel road and whatnot. Dust accumulates pretty quick on the windshield sometimes. Also, defrosting the windshield in the winter too. You know, don't let the vehicle warm up, you just full send with the washer fluid. There, so that's all topped up. Got a little bit left over here. I'll just throw that on the shelf. Alright, well, that's a little update on the 97 Grand Caravan and the 97 Caravan LE and SE, not respectively. I did those backwards. So I'm gonna call that for the night, and I'll see you in the next clip, wherever that may be. Well, there's a little bit of snow here now, just a little bit. It's January. The van hasn't moved since we rolled it up here. In like, I think it was early December, if I remember. Oh, dog got nipped. Something back there. What are you doing? Silly dog. It's running around just fine. We've acquired a few parts, as you can see. We've got some speakers in the event we need them. There's a keyless there that we could use, and there's a new crank pulley in an oil pan, and some bolts and hardware and stuff. Those are off the 94, and this is all off that 96 that we saw at the salvage yard in East Bethel. And then we got going on in here, I think. Yeah, there's some radios up here too, so we should have something here to work with. But today's quick. My dad's been eyeing these nice wheels here. He wants these tires. These front ones are pretty good, so we're gonna, and I don't want them. I'm not gonna run studded tires, so you know. And they're not all like dry rotted. And the front ones, I don't know what the date code was on them. They're not, I don't remember actually. I don't remember. I don't see it. It don't matter. Dad's eyeing these for something. I don't know what he's gonna put them on, but he's got an idea for them anyway. They're not terrible, so I think we're gonna take them off, and I gotta change them anyway. Yeah, at the very least, the parking pile is broke, because I can spin both of these wheels independently of each other. Brakes look good otherwise. Pad life anyway. Tie rods feel tight. Sway bar links feel okay. But yeah, something not right. Yeah, when I spin these in park, they should go against each other. Like they'll spin opposite. Like this will go forward, the other one will spin backward. So that's not the case. Yeah, that's about on par. Putting tires on a vehicle with a bad motor and transmission. I had these set off to the side. I think I bought them a couple of years ago, used. I got them for, I think it was Caravan the 93, and then I ended up buying a whole set for that instead. So I ended up picking these back up and putting them on this. So putting good use. I think they're 2019 date coded, but you know, they're pretty meaty here, so that'll work for the fronts. And they're what are these? Arizonian Silver Edition 3s, and they're 205/70 R15s. And I think I know why I didn't put them on Caravan, because this model of tire has been discontinued, and naturally a guy's got to have a matching set. So I must have gave up and just set them off to the side as spares or something. So I ended up finding two more on eBay. They're 205/65 R15s, but as long as I keep them rotated in pairs, it's not going to make a difference. So I ordered two used tires. They were 205/65 R15s that match this, so that'll be cool. In fact, I think the tire sticker on the door says 205/65s. So yeah, this says 205/65. So no, it says 215/65. So 205/70, 215/65, 205/65. Whatever. We got 4 tires, so that's what we're gonna roll with. So yeah. Anyway, we're gonna put these 2 on. Alright, well, we got both rear tires off. Mind my screw up on my jacking point. I didn't think the axle would drop as far as it did when I did that, but it did. So, you know. So, I don't know. I'm just kind of looking at what we noticed. Obviously, we knew that the last guy who drug this thing ripped the brake and ABS line out on this side, so that's cool. Old drums, you know. That moves, a little tight, but it moves. It's probably just rust jacking on the rotor. A little bit of driving probably clear that up. We got a little bit of rust here we got to fix, and a little bit right here we got to fix, because these were chock full of dirt, and the dirt let them corrode a little bit. The inner panel feels good. I don't feel anything here. It's just this outer panel, so that'll be a small patch, and have to probably don't need to patch panel this right here, because this is all still good. Probably like and cut down the side there and kind of just put a little tiny piece in there. We'll see. And then a little bit right there, probably grind that out and fiberglass and fill that one. Otherwise, looks pretty good. Just a little bit of surface rust here we just got to take care of, and then fill it full of fluid film. Otherwise, up in here looks pretty good. So that's the bad side. That's the bad quarter. This side, a lot better shape. You can see where it's just starting on the pinch weld here, but see how this is full of dirt? Got to get all this dirt out of here and clean it up. This quarter's good. Got all the dirt out of here already. So this has got a drum screw on here, whatever you want to call that clip. Putting that one in, but tires came off right. We are leaking coolant out of the rear heater core hose now. That's like actively dripping. That's weird. That just started happening. Wonder with the really cold days, I bet you the coolant's not so good and it cracked something up here, unfortunately. I mean, it's green coolant coming out, so I don't know what happened, but you know, you never know. Obviously a little bit of rust in here. That's a little crunchy in there. I don't know that I want to keep poking at that. This side looks okay. Yeah, we got to get in here, clean it out real good. See the surface rust right here? That we can take care of, no problem, and just paint over and then fluid film. But like that in there, might need to come up with a little patch for that to keep gravel from getting spit up in there and rocks and stuff. But otherwise, this side is perfect. Maybe a little bit at the bottom of that door. I can see some right there, unfortunately. But it's not bad. Not bad like the rest of them. Or the rest of the ones I own. This is the nicest one I got. But here's what the rims look like before. Here's what they look like after. So that's a big improvement right there. I do got to clean the center caps for the front ones still. But there we go. Now I just got to wait for my tires to come in, which should be maybe by the end of the week, to be honest. So a couple days. So all right, there's the content for today. That's a little progress on Eggplant, our 97 Grand Caravan SE. All right, one of my eBay specials came in. Nice used tire I got eBay. It was matching that one, at least the Arizonian Silver Edition. The branding part is what I was going for. This brake's a little sticky, as you can see. That ain't right. I don't have the other eBay tire in yet, but I was kind of just wanted to throw it on. I had this in the had this set off to the side, and it was an emergency spare. This is going to be the new full-size spare because we've got a little dummy wheel up under there, and I prefer to run a full-size spot. I had it, I pulled it out, so I figured I'd throw it on just to make sure it fit, and it does. I believe that one's a 205/70, so it matches the front wheels, which is good, I guess. But it's on there for now, so we'll swap it once the other one arrives. Well, here's the last tire we got off of eBay. This one's perfect. Got that on the rim here, got it hand tight here. Now we just gotta jack the axle up, put it on the ground, and then tighten the lugs. Welcome back, guys. And today is finally the day we are going to work on Eggplant, our 97 Grand Caravan SE. And we're going to start the process of pulling the motor and transmission. First things first, we gotta move the spare out of the way, move the ramp, move my radio, get that hooked up. I'm thinking about probably having to move the air compressor that's sitting here so we can get the motor jack in straight, but that can happen as we get closer. Was this tent here before, guys? Was that there before? I have to pop that one out. That one looks easily to pop out. But first things first, we gotta drain the oil and the trans fluid, which means we gotta get the front end up in the air. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jack it up and put it on ramps. That way we can work under it for the first bit here while we get everything unhooked and disconnected. Pop the hood. Those door seals come off. Mr. Spare, I'd love to put this under there, but I can't get the hatch open. At least the hatch won't open right now. So we'll have to work on that at some point. Come on. And what do we got here? Plugs are still out. Whoops, my bad. They're full of oil, so it shouldn't be a big deal. The motor's seized anyway, so. But yeah, this is going to be a process here. Now, what's nice about the third gens is the upper rad support is removable, so you can remove that to pull the engine out. Unlike the second gen, where we just and sliced it off to pull the motor out. We also got to pull the windshield cowling, which means we got to pull the hood. We had to pull the hood anyway, but yeah, we got to pull the hood, windshield cowling, pull the front bumper off, headlights, upper rad support, all the airbox stuff. Try not to break the vacuum lines any worse than they're already broke. Probably have to pull the battery box. I don't think the fuse panel or anything has to go. That can all stay. But the battery box will probably help for transmission clearance. Hopefully the exhaust and bolts from the manifold. In the back there, that would be helpful. Otherwise, I don't know if I'll have to pull the manifolds off or. What was nice about the other one is, yeah, it all came off in one piece because there was no cat on it because they cut it off. This one still has a cat installed, or at least he said it does. I didn't actually verify that claim. Yeah, the seller said he had a couple offers for people just wanting to come out and cut the cats off. He didn't want to do it that way. He wanted to sell it to somebody that at least try use the body or something, you know what I mean? And there's a cat up there, so that's a good sign anyway. trying to refresh myself here. Kind of just looked at it in the driveway every day as I walk by it. But it's you see, it's foggy out right now. It's like 38, 39 degrees, no wind, nothing. It's January 28th. There's no snow. A little bit of, what do you want to call that? Snow and mud. What are they? There's a term for that. But, yeah, we got our work cut out for us today. And this next week or so, we'll see how long it takes me to get this done today. I gotta get my butt moving here instead of sitting here talking to you guys. Well, for shits and giggles, let's see if the motor's freed up. Nope. Nope. Same problem. I need a taller jack, but only got one side kind of on there. Notice when I lift up like that, the rear axle doesn't pick up off the ground at all. There's so much give in these blown bushings that it lets the spring like cockeye, which keeps the axle perfectly like flat on the ground while the body goes and rolls like that. So it needs new rear leafs for sure. At least it needs the bushings, but I think it's easier to just buy the whole leaf as one kit, if I recall, because I did the leafs on my 98 string bean. Now we gotta check the other side up. Hopefully we don't fall off of that. Once we get it up in the air kind of evenly, I'll see if I can get a block and raise it a little more and kind of adjust them as needed. But because the transmission doesn't have a park gear anymore, got to have that guy in the back so it doesn't roll off and hit my dad's Civic. That wouldn't be ideal. So now we just do this side. I don't think the leaves are supposed to bend like an arch. Well, that's more of the problem, is this leaf gave more than that, you know, didn't. These leaves have like nothing left in them. Look at that. There's no springiness at all. It just, okay, I'm this way now. Jeez. Yeah, I haven't seen one do that. Look at that. Oh, almost bottoming out. Wow. Yeah, it needs new leaves, that's for sure. Well, that's about the best we're gonna get. Multiple factors, one being on dirt, two being the rear suspension's kind of eh. When I jack, the whole van wants to go this way, so this kind of likes to teeter when I'm trying to get it up on this side, but got it up there, back and forth a couple times, so shake down, it doesn't look like it wants to move, so, and it can't roll off because of that one back there. But yeah, those leaves are junk. It's sitting better now that it's even on both sides, but wow. This one's really bad. I'm sure this one's about the same, but yeah, get underneath. I'm gonna get a mat here, and then I'll. Oh, dog must have drug that out of the trash, of course. Get under there, get the oil trans fluid dropped, and we'll work from there. Nothing in the filter. Well, the oil looks like oil. I mean, it's dirty oil, but I don't like see anything too obnoxious. It's no sparklies or shinies or anything in it. I did notice the filter had no oil in it though, so I don't know what that particularly means. All of the trans pan bolts were hand tight, all of them. Some of them less than hand tight, so evidence that the trans was serviced recently and something went wrong is my guess, because it's got fresh fluid. Trans pan bolts are all loose. Yeah, I'm leaning transmission failure, and something's bound up in there. That's my guess.
Free in-home consultation and no obligation. Call 345-4688 or visit the website ecowaternow.com. Eco Water Systems by Johanic Water. Your water perfected.
The holiday gatherings are over. But wait, what's that on the carpet? It's me, the mystery stain. Where did I come from? Who am I? Who's to blame?
Oh, there's shiny in there.
I'm here to stay.
Mystery stains can be a pain. That's when it's time to call me, Wayne of Heaven's Best Carpet Clean. Our courteous cleaning crews will be at your door on time, and because you called Heaven's Best, you know it'll be dry in 1 hour. Even if you don't know the stain, call the carpet cleaner that isn't just...
I'm pretty sure we got sparklies in here. Hey, you see that film? I'm pretty sure that is some shinies in there. So, I'm thinking my guess is correct here, and we've got a transmission failure of some sort. And I did clean the pan. Yeah, I see sparklies inside that. Yay. Yep. So something internally in this bad boy is gone. Well, time to find out. I'm gonna get the pan off the rest of the way. We're gonna look at the bottom of the pan, because if that's what's suspended in the fluid, I can't wait to see what's in the bottom of the pan. Oh boy. Oh. Oh my god. Hey, look at that. Clutch. And other things. Oh my god. Yep. Catastrophic failure of the transmission. Holy crap. That's a good one right there. Look at that. Isn't that cool looking? The magnet grew hair. Oh, I see chunks hanging off the filter. Oh no. Look at that. Oh my god. Uh-oh. Yeah, she's cooked. She's cooked, guys. Oh. Alright, well, needs a transmission for sure. We knew that, though. We knew that, but hopefully the engine's okay. Shiny. Isn't that pretty, guys? progress. So, bumper's off. Next we gotta get off, I think. Wouldn't hurt to take the actual bumper off, which is just 4 nuts, 2 on either side. And then that's out of the way too. And then it's disconnect all of the radiator stuff, pull all that out. Mounting and everything looks good on these. No broken plastic or anything. Just tighten that back up. Loosen that to let the air out so we get the coolant out. Which the coolant looks pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. And then once the rad's out, get the upper rad support out. And then we're into the engine bay, and we actually got room to like work on it. I figure we'll start doing all that, work our way inward. I don't think the headlights have to go. I think they're boxed in here by the I don't know, what do you want to call it, front support or something. They're boxed in by metal, but I think I got replacements for them that are nicer than these. Not that these are bad. These take a good polish, I bet, and they clean up nice, but I think I got a set to put on it since we're in here. Oh, them dang Mises. Here's our plug for the temp sensor that we can install when we put the overhead console in, but they've done disconnected us here, as you can see. That's annoying a little bit. Where's the screw? It's in here somewhere. I have to look at another van where you screw it into, but it's up in here somewhere. Look at that. There's the easy way to get that out in one piece. You can snake it out if you get the top rad support out. You gotta disconnect the fan and stuff and get that out of the way. It's a pain, but I've done it. But with the bumper off, it just comes right out the front. You just gotta finagle your AC stuff, which there was no pressure in that before. So that's great. Means we'll reseal the system and hopefully everything works. I mean, that AC compressor looks in good shape, you know. Clutch moves and everything, but yeah, let's get under here and inspect. This coolant line's in really good shape. That's a great sign. These love to rot and leak, but like I'll be able to get these bolts out. Like the bolt heads are still there. These rot out and disappear. That bolt head's missing for some reason. Isn't that weird? But all this, the exhaust shielding's in good shape. I should be able to get at these guys, the two for that if I need to, under here and everything. Starter looks like it might be newer. See how it's shinier than the rest of the vehicle? At some point, maybe. I don't see a Mopar sticker on it. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, never mind. I see a Chrysler. There's a Chrysler sticker down there. It's just in good shape. There's no oil on it or anything. Which is what I see out of a lot of this stuff. Like timing cover and the water pump's new. Look at that. It's got a new water pump on it. Did we know that before or not? Oh yeah, no play in that water pump. Sounds good. So, doesn't need a water pump, believe it or not. So we got a good new water pump on there. So that's probably its first water pump replacement, I guess, at the mileage it's got. AC lines look okay. They don't look in bad shape. I did get all the coolant. I was able to recover it too. I got it, filtered it right there, and I got a gallon of it, which is great. I don't know if I'll run the green coolant or if I'll go to Universal. We'll see. But hey, I got a gallon of green coolant. What is that plug right there? Is that like a plug for like an oil cooler passage? I don't remember. Freeze plugs look okay. It's got a really bad valve cover leak. It's apparent. We knew that though. See, this has still got the old rubber piece on the trans. The newer style doesn't. They get rid of this insulator. So it hasn't had like all the trans updates and stuff done. These, I don't think these are OEM clamps though, so the rad's been out. I did just cut these lines because we had a bad transmission. We're going to replace all those lines anyway. I got to flush the trans cooler though, because I want to save that rad. That would be ideal anyway. Rat was chewing on the plastic on the starter there. I don't see anything too out of the ordinary though. All the trans sensors look original, noting in that they're just full of crap. I zip tied this up here out of the way so it wasn't in the way when I was dropping the trans panel. I'll probably leave it like that. But this rubber's in okay shape and everything. That's good. I should tape those connections off so we don't get contaminants in there. But see how much more room we got to pull that motor out? So it'll probably go like this and turn and come out that way. So yeah, get this airbox off of here, get this off, get the hood latch off to the side, and I'll go get some painter's tape or something and tape those up just to kind of mitigate contaminants into the AC lines. You don't want that, ideally. But we're seeping trans fluid onto our little tarp here. There's still a little bit of coolant in there, as you can see. I'm going to set this guy off to the side. We'll drain him at a later point. The rad fans okay? How are these? Oh, these feel okay. Good. Not bad, not bad. So we don't have to worry about replacing those. I should put the 2 bolts back into that though while I'm thinking about it. Try to keep as many bolts in their spot. That's for the condenser. Where that bolts up. Because this has got all the bolts still on the radiator assembly. Everyone I get to is missing like half of them. I think we'll replace the coolant lines while we're in here. These are they're kind of hard. Which is alright. It's better if they get really, really, really soft. It means they've collapsed. But they're old. We might as well replace them. We're in here because I got the OEM clamps and everything on it still. Yeah. Making progress. Don't usually get good access to that bolt, but this motor mount is blown, as you can maybe see right there. It's not connected to anything, but I have broken that one more than once, so getting in here, start soaking them. Got an old can of JB80, so soak those, and that one's probably actually going to come out because the vehicle's not really rusty or anything, and lubricant helps. kind of wanted to get this crap off for a while now. Especially now we're not frozen over. You know, all that. Oh, the seal's no good. Oh, goodbye. There goes my drink. Had a habit of doing that lately, knock my drink over. Look at that. There. Brand new. That says remanufactured, maybe 2011. And then there's a bunch of writing on the back of this thing. So that's a new motor, which is good. Otherwise, now we're getting some access in here, guys. Intake time. I get my bolts organized and out of that battery tray too while I'm at it. I figured I'd give you guys an update of where we're at here. I got, I think, just about all the electrical connections undone. In fact, I think I got all of them undone. Starting to see space around here. I got the exhaust manifold to exhaust, outlet bolts. I got them soaking in penetrant. Got the idler and tensioner just popped off of there. I got this wire harness out of here. I gotta pull that motor mount to get it out of there, as you can see. And then I'm gonna put that motor mount back in and forget to put that harness through there. I see that coming when I put it back in. All the trans stuff's disconnected. Shift linkage is disconnected, pushed up out of the way. Coolant hoses are disconnected. I forgot this was rear AC. I went to start undoing these ones before I forgot that, yeah, it's rear AC, so it's got a bunch of junctions and stuff here. So I got the two it actually needs to, which are these two right there. I got the washer stuff out of the way. I pulled the trans computer because I had to undo the washer to pull this out and undo the plug, and I'd rather it not sit out here in the elements unplugged, so I put it in the van. AC lines are obviously out. AC compressor's gone. Alternator's out. Well, we're getting pretty close. So I think my next job that I got to get done, the big one, is get the exhaust manifold bolts to come out. That would be, or not manifold, but you know what I mean, the exhaust flange bolts, or whatever. Got to get those out. And then I got to figure out what I want to do with this power steering. Probably replace this line because it's probably rock hard. But I think there's fluid like here maybe, but that power steering pump leaks like a, I don't even want to know what you want to call it, but it needs a new one, so we're going to replace that. But in the meantime, I'm trying to decide if I should attempt to take that out, or if I think I'll try leave it in and maneuver the engine and trans like this and then out, and it might clear it. And I think I was going to leave the water pump too. In fact, really I could have left the idler and tensioner, but I figured I'd get them out of the way. They're one bolt apiece. But I got to undo the hose for the power steering. I'll probably just cut it, I think. But also it's a special bent line, and really the hose ain't a problem, I don't think. There's a clamp down there. I might try undo that clamp right there actually and just pop it off. And hopefully we don't leak too much out. Like I said, it's low because it's got a really, really bad leak if you see that. But I'm going to get underneath and I'm going to get those manifold bolts out. I'm sure they're like 15s or something, be my guess. Got to get lots of long extensions and stuff. Exhaust came right off. Got all the bolts out, no problem. So all that really leaves is that power steering line, the motor mounts, transmission mount, and the 2 axles, and that's it. And we're ready to pull this motor. So alright guys, so I got some pry bars here. I was up under here and I popped the axle on the transmission for the passenger side off. And as soon as I did that, I heard something fall inside the diff. So, if that's got anything to say, I'm betting you what happened is the diff pin let loose or something. Well, good thing I wasn't using that oil pan. Did you see how that block kind of teetered? I saw it coming and it's like, oh boy. That's a lot of damage. I kinked the piss out of that oil pan. But everything else looks okay. So, you know, but it's on the ground. I'm going to jack one tire up at a time and pull the hubs apart as far as I need to get the axles out. So yeah, that's what we're doing now. We're on the ground. That'll make it easier to jack the motor out anyway. got done with the power steering. I got the filler tube off, and then I got the pressure line off, and I had to cut the return. It was fighting me, and man, I got power steering fluid all over myself, but you know, whatever. That's it. That's the last connections to the vehicle. Everything else is out. The axles are both out. It's just motor mounts now. So I'm gonna jack up so I can get this one off, so I can get this harness out of the way. And then after I get this harness out of the way, I'm gonna hook the chains up, hook the motor jack up, and we're gonna pop this one, and that one. I think we'll start with that one because he's way back there. Alright, so guys, we're working on the last mount. Now, I got it loose from where it bolts the body. We just got to unbolt the mount, which is 315s right there, as you can see them. And then that mount will slide out, and that'll let us move the trans around. Otherwise, we got that mount unbolted up here. Got the bolt out of that one, and the whole mount is unbolted. It's just kind of sitting there. This one's just, you know, gone, obviously. And we can... oh, there's a plug still hooked up under here or something. Oh, it's the starter wires. That's gonna be fun. I gotta do that quick. But just about got the transmission, you know, off. But it's out of that hole right there, so we're almost there. little higher. Like an inch or two. One more pump. One more. Good. Good play.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it this way though this time.
Yeah. Go on.
Upper about.
Don't need very much more. Go on. Hold. Can we get off that board? And then put the board on it and set it on the board?
Sure.
Got it?
Gotta come a little bit,
Just
right?
a little bit. Just a little bit.
Well, no, this whole side, but.
You'll make it. There you go. Clear. Look at that. That fucking sucks in that wire. But
Oh, yeah, you can fix that though. It's out in the open now, you fix it first.
yeah.
Alright.
Hang on. I'll push it forward if you want to let it down. You gotta use.
Keep tension on it, because you're gonna keep it on there.
Yeah.
It's off.
Yeah. Thanks. Well, there we go. Motor and trans are out. Power steering leak was pretty bad, it looks like. We had one casualty. Hooked the shifting linkage on this wire, and I didn't catch it until we, nipped a few wires here. But it also looks like, I'm thinking that might be old damage right there, and then new damage. Hard to tell, whatever. This is going to have to get repaired. Probably a new pigtail cut off here at the yard, U-pull yard. But it's out. I'm going to bag up the wires here. But if you look, on the passenger side, you're supposed to have splines in there for that axle to hook to, and I don't see any in there on this side. This is, if you look here, see you got some splines in there. Well, I got my work area all cleaned up here. Got everything wiped down. I did some cataloging on stuff I need to get and stuff I need to repair while I was in here, like right now which wiring harnesses were chewed like that and which ones I broke. And then a basic parts list of stuff. That's going to get more comprehensive as I go, but we're going to replace gasket seals, that power steering pump for sure that I also, I wrote that down. Fuel rail stuff I didn't write down. I got to get this guy off still. I couldn't get the quick connect and I just cut the hose because the rubber shot anyway, but that sort of stuff. So I think that's going to call it for this this episode here. We've made a lot of progress today. I was planning on doing this in a day or two, and I was just going to do prep work today, but instead it's out. Definitely taking advantage of the warm weather we have in January. So it's going to be 40s all week, so I'm going to get the pressure washer out. We're going to clean this up. I do got the wiring all bagged, so I'll stay away from that, but I want to see all the power steering gunk. I want to get rid of that. You know what I mean? And all that crud and crap and make it look decent in here. You know what I mean? But that's going to do it. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy this episode on our 97 Grand Caravan LE, aptly named Eggplant. And I think next episode we're going to tear that guy down, figure out what happened.
Price with the local expert experience. Stop in and browse their showroom filled with the largest appliance selection in the area. Budget friendly to culinary kitchens. Need more reasons to buy local? It's the peace of mind of knowing that DeGroo's has